Tēnā tātou katoa, nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei a tāta. This is UNIQUEST. My name is Huriwai. This is Flatland episode 3, and today I'm going to be teaching you what I call a leg extension, a seat drop, and we will finish it off with a seat bounce. Let's get to it. All right, so here we go. This is a leg extension. You're going to be bunny hopping with your feet on the cranks. Then you're going to tilt the unicycle out sideways and lift one leg off like this. Just like that. So you can do front foot like this, or you can do back foot like this. So you'll already be familiar with putting your foot on the back crank. We did that in Flatland Level 1, learning the leg wrap mount, like that. For this level, we're going to learn front foot on the front crank, okay? Like this. And the reason why we're going to be doing that is because the front crank is the crank that we're going to be working off of for a lot of the tricks that we're going to be learning in the near future. All right, so for starters, what you're going to want, seat in front, feet on cranks, bunny hopping. Now from here, what I want you to do is to try bunny hop one hand, so you've got one hand for balance, like this. So just bunny hopping using one hand, using your other hand for balance. And now just slowly, ever so subtly, take that foot off just for a split second. Just like that. When you're learning, you want to start out as small as possible. Just like that, just lifting your foot off. But gradually, I want you to master this trick. I don't want you to just learn this trick, I want you to master it. So instead of doing as small as you can, from there, try to go as big as you can. Just be ridiculous about it. As big as you can. Just like the leg wrap mount, just like that, lean the unicycle out. Don't have it straight up and down like this. It's going to make things difficult. Instead, lean it out like this, lean, to make it easier. All right? So the same thing with the leg extension. Don't just hold it straight up and down like this. Actually lean it out like that. Maintain your center of balance. So when you lean the unicycle out, I want your head, your center of balance to be over the unicycle, the point that's in contact with the ground, okay? So that means this part right here, right down the center. Lean it out. Be wary of that center of balance. Just like that. Do what works for you. I recommend holding the seat at the back. But like I say, do what works for you. Some people like to grab it at the front. So just do what works for you. Before you practice holding the leg extension, try still stand just like this. Seat in front, one-handed, and see how long you can stay here. Oh, it's not easy. Then once you get a few seconds at this, try the leg extension. Once you've mastered the movement, see how long you can hold it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just go from there. Other things you can try, instead of putting your foot out that way, try sending it around this way, like there. You can go in between. You can do foot grabs like this. Out the back. All right, next up, seat drop. Just like that. So you only need your front foot on the crank. If you want, you can have your back foot on the pedal, like that. Your front foot on the crank is what's important, because that's what's going to stop the seat and the frame from falling all the way to the ground. Without that front foot, you wouldn't be able to pick the seat back up. And if you think that looks too hard, don't worry, I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. A few things to practice. Those still stands, seat in front still stands, get used to that. Now practice the seat in front still stand, but no hands. Okay, just like that. Hopping in place, seat in front, let go for a bit, grab back on. That's the first step. Second step, putting the seat out in front like that. Bring it back in. Seat out in front, bring it back in. Third step, you're going to take the seat out in front and then let go. Like that. Grab it back in. So this is what I call a fake seat drop. Taking the seat there with your hand, letting go, grab it, pull it back in. Fake seat drop. Just like that. Just be mindful of your feet and your shoes. I really don't recommend doing this trick with bare feet. If you do this with bare feet, you're going to crush your toes because it's your shoe that's allowing the unicycle to stop and then be picked up again. Like that. All right, so now moving on from the fake seat drop like this, putting it out, letting go, grabbing it back, pulling it back in. Now I want you to try and let the seat fall by itself. Then you're going to lean forward with your lower body like this, and then bring it back in, okay? So the lean forward is going to look like this, and then back in, all right? So we're going to let the seat drop, and lean forward, and then back in. Let the seat drop, lean forward, bring it back in. You can break this down into stages if you want. Letting go, and then grabbing it. Because I know the swing motion back in can be quite difficult. That one, okay? So instead of doing the swing motion to bring it back in, just drop it, see how long you can hold it, and then grab it. And then when you master that, you can work on that swing back motion. Wait. It's all about that slight lean forward and then back. Slight lean forward, then back. If you want to make things a little bit harder for yourself, try and get the seat to actually touch the ground. Just like that. Double seat drop. 1, 2. Combos. Seat drop, leg wrap. Wait. Seat drop, unispin. And of course, there's the seat drop, still stand. Good luck. All right, so last thing, we're going to finish it off with a seat bounce. Very similar to seat drop, but different technique, different trick. So the difference between a seat drop and a seat bounce, for a seat bounce, we're going to keep our feet on the pedals, and instead of using our toes to catch the frame and to bring it back in, we're just going to literally throw our unicycle into the ground, bounce the handle off of the concrete, and then catch it. Just like that. So I have heard of people breaking their handles from doing this trick, from throwing it too hard into the ground. You don't have to throw it with all your strength, just like this. Just throwing it down and catching it, okay? If you have the stronger unicycles, ones that have 4 bolts holding the handle onto the seat, you should be fine. But if you're running a unicycle between the price bracket of like $50 to $200, potentially you could have one of the cheaper handles that break a lot easier. So remember, don't put your feet on the cranks. If you do that and then throw your seat down, you're going to crush your feet. So remember, feet on the pedals, hold it at the back like this, hold it at the back, down to the ground, catch it again. A lot of people struggle when they do it from here, from the front. They don't get enough push. So if you're struggling to get that bounce, grab it at the back. This trick is potentially easier than the seat drop because the seat drop takes a bit of time. There's a slight little still stand in there. But with the seat bounce, you can do it very quickly. Okay? So think about bunny hopping, and then as soon as you're ready after the bunny hop, then back into bunny hops real quick. No still standing around like this. Just straight into it, bouncing, 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 hit the ground, back to bunny hops. Okay, so here's the most important tip for seat bounce. If you've been struggling with this trick, this tip is potentially going to be a game changer. So, for your back foot, I want you to swing your heel in like that. Okay? So now your back foot is going to be in contact with the tire. That's going to give you some extra stability, okay? Okay, so your feet aren't on the cranks. You're going to swing that heel in so it's touching the tire, like there. and that's going to give you some extra stability for you to do your seat bounce. Okay, so once you master the seat bounce, next thing for you to try is starting from seat in, like this, okay? So now, instead of pushing from the back, you're going to be pushing from the front, like this. So like this. Whoa. Then bring it back in. Then once you've mastered that, now we've got seat in front, rolling. And now we've got seat in, rolling, like this. Whoa. Double seat bounce. Triple. Quad. What else is there? Could do a quint. No. Like David Moscow, NAUCC. Knock, knock, knock. Oh. Kumutitato, all finished for Flatland Level 3. That's leg extension, seat drop, seat bounce. Best of luck practicing those flatland tricks. Leave your feedback down in the comments section below. Film yourself practicing, I'd love to see it. And please check out the other UNIQUEST episodes that are already available. If you want to stay one episode ahead of everybody else, you can get early access by supporting UNIQUEST on Patreon. Until then, noho ora mai. He was in a battle, a flatland battle, like when you take turns, and like Alex was like had his back to David, and David started by doing that, the knock knock knock. It's like it was still Alex's turn. It was kind of rude that David would jump in while Alex was still going, and he started it off. It was as if he was like knocking on his door, like I'm over here.